Okay, so today we're pulling wiring in, putting in our battery. I'm running wires, there's like a little groove here. Running red and black for our ceiling fan, and then I've got a 4-conductor 18 gauge for our lighting. And then running it back to the back here, you can actually, I'm using a lead wire of a thermostat wire because it's kind of more rigid, and I've got about a 4-foot leader of thermostat wire, and then I've got the rest of this plugged together where I am pushing this all the way down. So you can go through the back corner here. There's a little tiny hole here that you have to get through, and then once you get through that, you don't even need to remove this second panel. You can feed it all the way down. There's a chase that leads all the way down to this spot here. So right here in the back corner is where we're going to put our battery system, our line voltage system and converter, as well as our solar control and our switch between solar power and land power or battery power.
Hi, Chris and Lisa here. We're going to talk about our off-grid solar panel and electrical system for our van. We start out, I guess, with the solar panels. These are Newpowa solar panels, 175 watt each.
Get that, okay.
And we'll be we actually made these bars to fit up on our roof rack, so they're going to go up just like this, side by side. And then these are monocrystalline, so they're a little bit smaller. They fit nicely within the confines of our rack, and just a little bit more efficient than the polycrystalline. If you have a lot of space up top, I wouldn't necessarily recommend going to the monocrystalline because it's not that much of a boost in efficiency, but this is just what we decided on. And so it's 350 watts. So with that, we're going to get a battery, a inverter, and a shore power charging system for the battery, as well as DC distribution. So we'll show you that equipment over. So then coming up to the solar panels, we're going to go through these penetrations through the roof and up to these connectors with an 8-gauge wire on each one. And that's plenty for the size of the system we have here. If at some point in time we really want to up our power, we might get another battery, but I don't think we'll need to. And if we do that, we may get a larger inverter. But I think we're in good shape with what we have. I also have this battery monitors the current levels and the voltage levels of the battery, and logs the usage on it. So that's a pretty handy device too.
And that plugs into this little guy right here.
Plugs into this. This is a shunt. That's how it measures the current and the voltage.
And this is on the negative terminal of the battery, coming in and out here. And then there's a little terminal block here where you hook up a positive wire to it in my focus.
That's how it powers the little meter.
Yeah.
And the meter plugs in just through a plug-in cable, multi-position cable. And then also, on each side of our bed, we'll have devices that we can connect to, and this is also monitoring the voltage that we get. But we're going to have, dual USB chargers, plus, possibility for 12-volt appliances to connect with a cigarette lighter type. So the inlet for the shore power is going to be, actually it's rated for 15 amps. That's what it is. This is going to go outside the van, so in case we want to power things outside the van, we'll put this out on the outside. So in some of the tools we bought this crimper, really good for these large conductor wires. It crimps really, pretty solid hex, smashes the connector on the wire. You can get different die sizes for this.
Just rotates, I think.
Yeah. You have to push that in right there, so there's the next smaller one right there.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome device right there. And with this came these really cool heavy duty cable snippers too. Then we got this assortment of different lugs
That also came with the
for
kit.
different size. That came with the same kit. And I think that's about it for right now. Then we're gonna just get larger pieces of wire and whatever from Home Depot.
Cool. Okay, stay tuned for our installation.
There, just that little piece sticking in there. How's that?
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I want to paint this a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, done with that. Let's get a couple holes in here.
Okay.
Here we go. One right here. I'll bring it around. About 1.5 inches apart. Okay. Drilling in the roof.
Okay, then we got this little.
A greenly punch. So somebody needs to get on the. Let's see.
And
Probably easier to get.
I need the right size socket wrench for that. I didn't get that yet.
Right. Okay. So this is probably easier to go up there, and then the person down
Okay.
below can get it so that it comes down. I think it's going to be easier to turn the wrench from down there. There's that one.
So we got some Flex Seal here to seal these up.
Okay. So here are the nuts for you. On the bottom side, you got to feed them over the
Yep.
wires.
Okay. You want me to do that first? No, you're gonna put seal it down first, right?
I am, but I don't want you to push these things out. So I guess I'll just do. Doesn't come out very easy. Okay, so we wired our solar panels in parallel using these splitters, I guess you call it, but it's more of a converger. But make sure that you hit when you set up on the top of your van or whatever with the connectors that the one that slips over is going to be the plus, and because the one that has this on it is actually going to go into the minus, and that has a red thing in there. So just make sure you have that correct.
Okay, so we just installed the solar panels. They're not bolted in yet, but they're laid in place. We've got these crossbars at 7 inches. All of our crossbars are 7 inches on center, so we've got the 3 supports in place. We're going to put U-bolts to bolt it to the rack. And then we hooked up the cabling, and it comes down to, it's going to land on our charge controllers. So here's the cabling comes down. Oops, no, not that one. Oh, it's already hooked up. It's already hooked up to the charge controller. This is for the fan. So, almost there. Okay, so Chris is hooking up the battery. We missed the big spark. So do the solar panels first, hook them up, and then hook up the positive end of the battery, and then hook up the negative side. And when you hook up the negative side, there is a pretty big spark. Don't worry, it's very temporary.
And it's normal.
And it's normal, and then you can touch it. It's no big deal. You're not going to get shocked.
Hey, we got some stuff on our display here.
What?
Yeah.
You can see it.
Okay. Pull this plastic crap off here.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Nice. Okay, here we are at the end of the day. We got our solar panels on the roof, we got our inverter in, we got our charge power, we got all the controls run over for our monitors. Big day. We got the power run over to our refrigerator for the low voltage side, as well as the fan, the exhaust fan on the roof. So there's our control panel station. This is going to be under our garage, which has charge controller. It has all the fuses. It has this little jumper for the monitor that monitors the battery power. We've got the 1,000-watt power inverter. We've got the low voltage AC DC fuse breaker box here. It's got a couple of breakers that we haven't hooked up yet, and then we've got I just put some fuses in there. Right now we have the fuse in for the refrigerator, for the fan, and for the lights. Got overhead lights on, and then we've got our bed temporarily on stilts. We're putting it back in tonight. Good job, Chris. Okay, so successful day.